After a 2-day break, we are back here at Mulcahy Stadium, where we'll remain for the next 12 days. As for the second time in 5 days, the Anchorage Bucs will take on the Mat-Su Miners. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jake Sloan, joined by Ren Grimsley. Ren, after a 2-day break, a lot of emotions the last time the Bucs were at this field with their extra inning walk-off win against their crosstown rival, the Anchorage Glacier Pilots.
Safe to say that was one of the most exciting games of the season. It was back and forth all game. There were several lead changes, and then at the end, 7-7 going into the 10th. Bucs were able to get away with one in the top of the inning as Haberman kept it scoreless for the Miners in the top of that inning, and then in the bottom, Miles Keogh delivering a sac bunt to move Hayden Miller over to third, and then the throw over to first was mishandled, and Hayden Miller ran home and made it safe by just a few inches. And a nice 8-7 win over their crosstown rival.
Yeah, the gamble by Miller paid off. It was the second time the Bucs have gone to extras this year, and the second time they've come out on the winning side. They hope that it won't take extras to beat the Miners, who got the best of the Bucs 7-4 last Sunday on July 5th. Both of the lineups are looking pretty similar. Ren, you want to take us through those?
Absolutely, starting with the away team, the Mat-Su Miners. Leading things off is going to be Will Godfrey. Obviously, we've seen Matt Blind in that spot, but he went down with an injury against the Bucs in the last game they played on the 5th. Second's going to be Austin Park at shortstop. Third, Alex Pearson, the designated hitter. In the cleanup spot, Luke Hughes, the left fielder, batting 5th. Jackson Babcock in right field. Batting 6th, Canyon Millar, the first baseman. 7th, Diesel Toth at second base. Batting 8th, Hazen Inouye, the catcher. And batting 9th, Tyler Akers, the center fielder. And on the mound for the Miners is going to be Cooper Grace.
Bucs have seen Cooper Grace before, the freshman right-handed pitcher out of the University of Nebraska. He threw 2 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 which were earned, though the Bucs came away with a 5-3 win on that day, June 22nd, making his 4th appearance, first start of the year, as a 2.84 ERA through 6 1/3 innings. So a familiar foe. I think it's safe to say everyone's familiar foes at this point in the season. As we approach the final 3 weeks of the regular season, it has gotten to be a very tight race. Oilers and the Miners sit ahead of the Anchorage Bucs, while the Chinooks and Glacier Pilots are behind them. The Bucs at 11-9, as we will have the anthem here in just a moment, and when we come back, we'll introduce the starting lineup for your Anchorage Bucs.
And pitching coach Aaron Puffer and athletic trainer Lynn Young. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your head cover as we honor those who have served our country before, as we are right now, and in the future. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause. Thanks for coming out and playing with our team. We appreciate
So we've taken you through the minors lineup. Now it is time for the starting lineup for your Anchorage Bucs.
Leading things off, Camden Lanfear at shortstop, who ended a hitless streak with 2 singles and an RBI back on the 7th. Next is going to be Drew Raymond in right field. Batting third, Hank Smith back at first base today. We've seen him at DH a little bit over the past few days. Batting fourth, Ty Denton at the catcher. Batting fifth, Taylor Tracy at DH. Sixth is going to be Finn Leach over at second base. Seventh, Ryan Dara in left field. Eighth, Hayden Miller at third base. And ninth, AJ Garcia in center field. And on the mound for your Anchorage Bucs is going to be Evan Stratton.
Yeah, Stratton just threw a couple days ago against the Miners. He threw a scoreless inning in a losing effort, but his best performance of the year has also came against the Miners. He threw 6 scoreless innings, earning himself a win in the Bucs' only shutout victory of the season, making his 6th appearance, 4th overall start. He's already thrown 17 innings with a 3.71 ERA, as the Bucs have continued to lower their ERA game by game. It started off pretty high. It's gone down in the last couple of games. Pitching staff is been able to reel themselves in, now sitting at a 4.73, which is right smack dab in the middle, in third place between the 5 teams after they started the season up in the 8s. Stratton trying to continue that trend on the mound.
And in Stratton's most recent appearance, he actually was only on 2 days of rest. So he's used to coming in now here with 5 days, as his last appearance was on the 5th. But we have seen some Bucs pitchers that have struggled when they're on short rest. We'll see how many innings he can make it today.
First batter he'll face is Will Godfrey, the third baseman, as we are officially underway here at Mulcahy Stadium. First offering of the evening is a ball to Godfrey.
Stratton comes in with 2 wins and 1 loss as well, at least that have been accredited to him. And the most that a pitcher has in the ABL this season is 3. A couple different guys have that on 3 different teams, one for the Chinooks, one for the Oilers, one for the Miners. So Stratton right there with them.
Trying to lift the Bucs to that stat, joining the other 3 teams, as he now has a 1-1 count to Godfrey, who finished up his freshman year at Central Missouri. Fouls another one off for a 1-2 count. Was the number 48 player out of Missouri, and he was a part of last year's class ranking by perfect game. 1-2 count is lifted into left center field. Dara going back on it, loses his hat, but he makes the catch in the process for out number 1.
That was a really great jump from Ryan Dara, able to maintain it even with the sun out over right field, so might have had a little bit of an impact on his vision, and that sun will slowly shift over more and more.
It's been pretty cloudy the last couple of days, but the sun has shone through on otherwise clear skies. So now Austin Park steps in and takes strike 1. He's been batting in that 2 spot, usually behind Blind, but like we mentioned previously, Blind suffered an injury on this very field just a couple days ago. So now a 1-1 count with 1 out in the top of the first. Fastball rides inside to give Park a hitter's count.
This is also Ty Denton's first start behind the plate since July 2nd. He came in the 6th inning a few days ago in place of Joe Forbes, but he took a bit of a beating in a game back in early July and has been resting for the past week and is now back.
Yeah, he took a foul tip right to the glove hand. Had it taped pretty heavily as Stratton gets his first strikeout of the evening with Park going down and looking. Back-to-back outs to start his outing.
And that's no small feat. Austin Park leads the ABL in batting average. So he is a tough hitter to get out. Currently sitting at a 371 average, so he is getting a hit well over a third of the time. And now striking out in his first at-bat.
So now 2 gone in the top of the first for Alexander Pearson, the designated hitter. He takes ball 1 from Stratton, who is trying for a 1-2-3 top half of the first. Currently down in the count 2-0. Pearson played in that game where these last 2 teams played. Didn't have a hit, went 0 for 4 on the day as he chops one over towards second base. It's gloved cleanly by Finn Leach, and he flips over to Hank Smith at first for a 1-2-3 top half of the first. Bucs will get their first chance at the plate when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the packaging store, locally owned and operated in Anchorage since 1993. Whether you're moving, shipping, or need custom packaging and creating for valuable items, trust them with over 30 years of experience. Packaging Store, Alaska's shipping, packaging, and moving experts. Don't forget, swing by and pick up some of those red tickets. We got lots of prizes to be drawn here today, so pick up your red ticket to bring home a winner. Also, while you're out and about, check out the great lineups of beers, wines, and seltzers in that Bucs Beer Garden. Also, the top-of-the-line Boar's Head meats being served at the concession stand. So swing on over, take care of that ticket on this time of the evening. We appreciate you coming out and joining some great Anchorage Bucs baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, now batting from Central Arizona University, shortstop number 17, Camden Lanfear.
After a 1-2-3 top of the first, Bucs stand in at the plate for the first time as Camden Lanfear will lead things off against Cooper Grace, the right-hander.
This is a pretty typical lineup. There's obviously been several guys coming in and out, but Camden Lanfear has been leading things off pretty much since about a week into the season. Ryan Dara started things for the first week and a half, and then it was Camden Lanfear all the way.
Lanfear now down in the count 1-2. His last game, we talked about it before, ended that 3-game hitless streak with a 2-for-5 effort as well as an RBI. But he swings and misses at strike 3. So a 4-pitch strikeout for Cooper Grace starts things in the bottom half of the first frame.
Cooper Grace from Nebraska, also a two-way player as well. We've seen him come in at the designated hitter spot a few times against the Bucs. Only has 1 appearance against the Anchorage Bucs, and that one he pitched 2 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs with 2 of them earned and 4 strikeouts. A big strikeout guy, averaging 11 through 9 innings, but only has 6.1 innings pitched compared to Stratton, who has 17, so a little bit behind in that regard, but still putting up good numbers.
So far, he's gotten a couple swings and misses. He gets one from Drew Raymond. He lays off of that pitch for a 2-1 count. Raymond batting .265. He was Mr. Walks-a-Lock up until a week and a half ago. Went really 6 games without a walk and then drew a pair in that win over the Glacier Pilots on the 7th. He swings and misses at another pitch to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. He's off of that fastball to run the count full.
Cooper Grace on even less rest than Stratton. Grace pitched a scoreless inning on July 6th against the Pilots.
Payoff pitch from him is popped into left center field. Tyler Akers, the center fielder, will call off Luke Hughes and make the catch for the 2nd out.
Now batting the Anchorage Bucs from Point Loma, Missouri. First baseman, number 6, Hank Smith.
With 2 gone, Hank Smith steps in that 3-hole. He's over at first base like he has been so often this year. Take strike 1 on the outer corner. Cooper Grace trying to replicate the effort in the top half of the frame from Stratton, who faced the minimum. He's 2 strikes away from doing the same. So after that fastball winds up in the other batter's box, Hank Smith faces a 1-1 count with 2 gone. Takes another pitch inside, and he's worked his way to a 2-1 hitter's count.
Smith has not missed a game since June 16th, basically when he got here, and has been one of the more consistent hitters on this Bucs team. He's currently batting .294, but has an on-base percentage of .431.
2-2 count to him. He fouls it away, and his bat goes flying over towards first base in the process. Luckily, Canyon Millar was playing pretty far off the bag, so we didn't have to worry about that too much.
I wonder if the bat hit the ball when the bat wasn't in his hands.
So Hank Smith, who doesn't wear batting gloves, he may consider it after this at-bat.
I don't know. I don't think he needs to change anything about the way he's hitting right now.
Still has a 2-2 count. Cooper Grace delivers the next pitch. He's able to foul that one away to stay alive. Smith has been a force to be reckoned with ever since he got here. Even when he had a tough start to the season, it was a lot of hard hit outs. He's responded with a very consistent bat. He fouls that one down the left field line and out of play. Now 3 straight fastballs from Smith.
The Miners have far and away the best ERA in Alaska right now with a 2.85. The next is the Chinooks with a 4 ERA. So
Smith lifts one into straightaway center field. Going back on it is Luke Hughes, and he makes the catch right in front of the warning track. So both pitchers face the minimum in the first frame. We'll see if that changes in the 2nd inning when we come back.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to pick up those red tickets. We're going to have a drawing here not too long, so make sure you get your tickets and have yourself a chance to win some prizes before you head home this evening. Also got lots of great products at that beer garden, as well as the concession stands, so swing by there. Some of our fine sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, Boar's Head of Alaska, Alaska Provisional, Alaska Club, the Alaska Spring Performance, Philp Corp of Alaska, Subway of Alaska, Arby's of Alaska, and Moe's O'Grady's, all proud supporters of your Anchorage Bucs. and gentlemen, now batting for the Miners, outfielder number 46, Luke Hughes.
Luke Hughes steps in to lead things off in the top of the second. He takes ball one up high from Evan Stratton, who threw just 12 pitches in that first frame. Faced only 3 batters.
Got a little bit of everything, a pop out to left, a strikeout, and a ground out.
So Luke Hughes, who was a late addition, is playing in just his 6th game, was native of Flagstaff, just finished up his sophomore year of college. As he puts that one over towards shirt, Lanfear gloves it cleanly. His throw over to first is in time for out number 1.
Now batting for the Miners, right fielder number 9, Jackson Babcock.
Jackson Babcock will step in. Miners still looking for their first base runner. They've been retired to start things off in the top 4 batters of their order. Stratton will come set and deliver the first pitch. Catches the outer part of the plate for strike 1.
And although the Miners have the best pitching staff, statistically they are one of the worst when it comes to hitting. They are averaging a .230 batting average.
Babcock pops that one into left field. Dara is under it, and it's a quick 2 outs to start the top of the second.
Now batting for the Miners.
So I was saying they have a .230 average, which is tied for last with the Chinooks, and they are last in on-base percentage at .364 and are second to last in slugging, right behind the Glacier Pilots with a .295 slugging percentage.
It'll be Canyon Miller, and despite the Miners' low ERA, the Bucs have been able to score plenty of runs, and they've scored at least 3 runs every single time they face them. They've put up 6 twice, both in a winning effort. Canyon Millar fouls out one down the right field line for strike 1. The Bucs shut out the Miners. They have not been shut out this year yet. So the 1-1 misses outside for ball 2. One swung on and missed for strike 2. Another thing about the Miners, they've only played 18 games. Every other team has played at least 20, so at some point this year, they're going to have to make up those couple of games that they've been lacking compared to everybody else, and it's looking that might come later in the season. Babcock lays off the 2-2 to run the count full. And if you're the Miners, that may not be the best case scenario if you're playing consecutively more in the later stages of the season. That may burn you out right before the postseason begins, although it's just a 3-game series for the championship between the top 2 teams, as Babcock draws a full count walk.
Yeah, it was a bit of a blessing and a curse having 2 8-game benders in a row, and 2 of them not even counting for actual statistics. It was just exhibition games, so not quite the best scenario, but luckily that is behind us now, and it's just 3 or 4 games in a row and then an off day, and it's like that for the rest of the season. After today, only 15 more games in the regular season. It has flown by and taken forever a little bit at the same time.
Yeah, I was just saying, these last 2 off days felt like they kind of dragged on. It felt a lot longer than 2 days, but nonetheless, we are back here and in action as Stratton has an 0-2 count to Diesel Toth. After just giving up the first base runner of the game, gets a strike 3 call on the inner part of the plate. So he strands The runner Canyon Millar at first base. We remain scoreless and hitless heading into the bottom of the second.
Lots of great stuff out at concession stand, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, they got top of the line Boar's Head products. And Bucks Beer Garden has all kinds of beers, seltzers, and wines available. Some more of our fine sponsors, Safe and Sound, Northern Imaging of Alaska, Trailer Craft, Little Caesars, Alaska Highway Safety Office, and Global Credit Union, all proud supporters of our Anchorage Bucs. Now batting for the Anchorage Bucs from Tennessee Tech University, catcher number 15, Tyler Denton.
After the Bucks went down in order in the bottom of the first, Ty Denton, the cleanup hitter, who is also starting behind the dish today, steps in against Cooper Grace. He's off of the first offering for ball one. Denton making his first start since July 2nd, where he took a foul ball to the hand. He was able to stay in the game, but Joe Forbes has seen a lot of the catching duty since. And for good reason, he's been very solid behind the plate. He even hit a homer in one of those 4th of July exhibition games. I'm sure he wishes it came in a game where the stats counted, but was still able to show off his power. Not in the lineup today is Denton is ahead in the count 3-0. After the Miners got their first base runner of the game in the top half of the frame, the Bucks trying to respond with the same. Denton will swing at the 3-0 and send it into straightaway center field, where Tyler Akers is there to make the catch for out number one.
Rarely see a swing on 3-0. Must have just felt like he saw something, maybe a late decision. But we've seen several 3-0 counts this season, and I can think of a couple where the batter swung, but I don't think I've seen anyone get a hit on 3-0 all summer.
You can usually depend on the pitcher just pounding a fastball right down the middle and trying to take advantage of that. Wasn't able to, as Taylor Tracy will step in with one out in the bottom of the second and foul off the first pitch he sees. He's the designated hitter today. He's either been there or in left field. Usually when he's DHing, he's also throwing on the mound, which he did against the Miners just last week to the day on July 3rd, but for now, he is just DHing, could potentially be an option to throw. As he lays off the 0-1, that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. With how many lefties the Miners have in the batter's box, it's not unusual to see the Bucks respond with a lefty on the mound. They choose not to do that. It has not come back to cost them yet. Stratton has delivered 2 scoreless innings. Here comes the 1-2 to Tracy. Hits that one foul down the third base line to stay alive. Gracie batting .275 on the year. Has 5 RBIs. He hits that one over towards second base, and it's just an easy pop-up for Diesel Toth for out number 2.
Coming off the bat, that looked like it had the distance to land in shallow outfield. And I was going ahead and putting it down in my scorebook, and then looked up, and there was Toth with the ball in his glove.
Yeah, we've been fooled on plenty of balls over towards left field, but none in the infield. That one looked like it might have had the legs to reach the outfield grass, but just died right into Diesel Toth's glove. So 2 quick outs as Finn Leach steps in. He'll take ball 1. Batting in the 6th spot and playing second base today. Quickly ahead in the count with 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd. Backdoor slider works its way back into the zone for strike 1.
Leach currently leading the ABL in RBIs. No one on base today, or this at bat for him. And today in general for the Bucs, but unless he can hit one out of the park right here, no chance for an RBI.
He's yet to do that. Didn't receive much of an opportunity to do it at ASU, as he hits that one down the field, and it's going to get past the first baseman, Canyon Millar, and all the way into the corner. Leach is digging for third. The throw is away. And Finn Leach with a 2-out triple. Thought Canyon Millar gloved that one down, but it just snuck right under and into the right field corner. So Finn Leach with the first base run of the afternoon for the Bucs, and it's a triple with 2 outs. And that gives Ryan Dara a chance to bring him home. So now Ryan Dara steps in for his first time with the first run of the game standing just 90 feet away. Chops that one foul down the third baseline to even the count up at 1 apiece.
Dara currently has 13 RBIs on the season, so he's able to send guys home.
Puts that one right past the second baseman, Diesel Toth, and into right field. And Ryan Dara delivers with an RBI single to give the Bucs an early 1-0 lead. Little 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Well, hitting is contagious, and it's coming to the Bucs right now in the best time. 2 well-placed balls from both of those batters. That one likely would have scored Leach even from second.
So the 2 former Sun Devils connect for the first run of the game. Now Hayden Miller steps up and swings at the first fastball he sees, but can't make any contact with it. Dar with too much of a lead for Cooper Grace's liking. He'll check over it first, but the throw wasn't accurate enough to tag Dar out. So the count remains 0-1 to Hayden Miller, who's at third base today, batting in the 8th spot. Swings and fouls that one back behind us and out of play for strike 2.
Oh, it is bouncing into the road now behind us.
Oh yeah, would you look at that? It is still going. Luckily it's on the curb, so no car will run over it. But a 0-2 count with 2 gone before we see that next pitch. Cooper Grace will check on Dara once more. Miller trying to keep the inning alive after Dara brought home the first run of the game. Down to his last strike. Swings and misses for strike 3. Couldn't lay off the slider. So Grace able to limit the damage to just one, but the first two hits of the evening go to the Bucs, who lead 1-0 through 2 innings.
Ladies and gentlemen, some of our fine sponsors: State Farm of Alaska, Alaska Towing and Wrecking, Club Paris, Maurice's Tooth, and Lucky Wishbone, all proud supporters of our Anchorage Bucs.
I was so convinced that Kenny Millar made that play, and then I just saw him walking. I was like, wait, what is he doing?
Oh yeah, it was like right out of my field. I like saw him put his glove down there. I'm like, oh, okay, play.
Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the Matsu Miners, catcher number 22, Hazen Inho.
So the Bucs strike first. They lead 1-0 as Hazen Inouye will lead things off for the Miners in the top of the third. Fouls off the first pitch he sees for strike one. Another foul ball, and quickly he's down to the count 0-2.
Stratton has 2 strikeouts today, both of them looking. Has Inoue on 2 swings here.
He's been attacking the zone and getting outs quickly. That one's hit over towards second, fielded cleanly by Finn Leach, and makes the short throw to first for an easy out number 1.
Now batting for the Miners, center fielder number 2, Tyler Akers.
Now it'll be Tyler Akers, the 9-hole hitter, and the only one that Evan Stratton has not faced yet. That comes with 1 gone in this inning. Takes the first pitch he sees and sends it over to Leach, who is a busy man this inning, and makes a deja vu play, back-to-back grounders to second base.
The 3rd ground out of the day to Finn Leach over at second. Also had the triple and was sent home, so he has just had quite the day today.
So the first time through the lineup, Stratton gives up 1 base runner but no hits as Will Godfrey steps in for the second time. 1 around on his check swing for strike 1.
Mentioned that Austin Park is first in the ABL in batting average, but this guy, Will Godfrey, is 5th. So despite having some of the worst hitting statistics in the ABL, they have some good guys who can put the bat on the ball.
Godfrey does just that, but it's right to the center fielder, A.J. Garcia. So pretty much the quickest 1-2-3 inning that you will see, as Stratton makes quick work of the Miners. They'll strut out to the field, and the Bucs will be back in the batter's box, leading by 1 run when we come back.
Get that lucky red ticket in. So pick up those red tickets at the Pirates Den, and your chance to win some prizes this evening. Also, while you're out and about, check out the fine beer garden with a great lineup of beer, seltzers, and wines, as well as a concession stand serving up some great culinary delights. All of top of the line pours and products. Now batting for the Anchorage Bucs from Bentley University, center fielder number 3, A.J. Garcia.
Bucks lead 1-0. They'll get a chance to add to their lead in the bottom of the third, as A.J. Garcia will get his first cut at the plate. Swings at the first pitches he sees into the glove of Canyon Millar, who won't let this one pass him in. Takes it himself for out number 1. Was close to making a play to end the second inning over at first, but the ball snuck under his glove and gave Finn Leach all the time he needed to get to third base and then score after Ryan Darr brought him home. So after one pitch out, Camden Lanphier steps up to the plate and takes ball 1. He went down swinging his first time up.
Lanphier still batting pretty well, 282 and a 330 on base percentage. Just goes to show that even with some of his problems over the last week, he was absolutely dealing to start the season. That's what got him this leadoff spot, and it's kind of what's been able to make him hold on, knowing that that's what he's capable of when he's at his best.
Pops one up into foul territory, and Canyon Millar is right there to make an easy out number 2. So 2 quick outs on just 4 pitches. Now Andrew Raymond will step up to the plate, trying to extend the inning. Flew out to straightaway center field his first time up. Swings and misses at the first pitch he sees for strike 1. Raymond leads the team with 14 walks. Won't get a walk on this at-bat, though, as he lifts one into right center field, and that's caught by Jackson Babcock. So a 6-pitch inning for Cooper Grace, which was much needed after giving up that first run in the bottom of the second. We're a third of the way through, only 2 hits and 1 run, both of which belong to the Bucs.
First responders who are in the stand, whether you have retired or served in the past, or you're currently serving, please stand so we can recognize you for being our local heroes, protecting our community and our country. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for these folks. We appreciate you very much. All right, I told you about that red ticket. We're going to draw soon. Well, we did it. It's 006. Get out that red ticket number, and the number is 006500. Yes, that's 066500. You're bringing home some Little Caesars. Now batting for the Matsu Miners, shortstop number 11, Austin Park.
If you took a bathroom break, you might have missed the third inning. 12 total pitches between both teams were thrown, and it resulted in a very quick, I think it might have been the quickest inning that I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes.
Certainly of the season that we've seen, it's really hard to get much shorter than that in order to get 3 outs on both sides.
Park hits one over towards shortstop. It's grabbed out of the turf by Lanphier, and he makes the throw on time. An impressive play to keep the Miners off of the base paths for out number 1.
And that's also a reason, going back to why Lanphier has stayed in the lineup, that right there, being able to keep on the run, make the scoop, and keep your momentum going that direction and make a nice throw over to Smith at first.
Whether it be Lanfear, Leach, or anybody else that's played short, it's been pretty consistent over there that the fielding has been very clean. Lanfear and Leach are the middle infielders today. Stratton trying to jump ahead in the count 0-2 after a first pitch swing and miss from Pearson, but can't grab the zone there. Here comes the 1-1 count. It's hit foul towards the Miners dugout, right over by first base for strike 2.
And this also goes back to sort of the season trend of the hitting and the pitching not being able to fully come together at the same time. Seems to go back and forth each game. Obviously, the Bucs have a run already, but only 1 run cushion for Stratton, who has been dealing today.
That one was hit right on the plate, but it bounced foul on the wrong side of the third base foul line, so Pearson able to stay alive, and this is already the longest at-bat since the second inning.
Yeah, only 1 full count that resulted in a walk to Canyon Millar.
Stratton with a 1-2 count, trying to put away Pearson. Can't do it on that pitch, just misses outside for ball 2. So a 2-2 count with 1 gone in the top of the 4th. Bucs still leading 1-0. That one's hit into very shallow right field, and Hank Smith backtracks a little bit and makes a catch for out number 2.
Now batting for the Miners, left fielder number 46, Luke Hughes.
It'll be Luke Hughes, who started the second off with a grounder to short. He is the last hope for the Miners, trying to extend this second inning. They'll take strike 1 as Stratton just delivered an off-speed pitch that buckled Hughes right at the knees, right over the middle of the plate. Speeds him up with the fastball. He can't catch up to it for strike 2. Stratton trying to deliver another 1-2-3 inning.
Hughes joined the home run club yesterday with a home run against the Glacier Pilots, his first of the ABL season. And you mentioned that he was a late addition. His first appearance was on July 1st. So this is only his 6th game of the season.
Was with the South Mountain Cougars, a junior college in Arizona this season. Hits that one over towards second base, and it'll get through into center field. So the first hit for the Miners comes in the 4th inning with 2 gone. Hughes finally able to break through.
Had to figure that was going to happen eventually. Now Stratton, with a pretty low pitch count, gotten through 3 2/3 innings. Just needs to stay locked in, continue to do what he's been doing, which has been staying aggressive, making them put the ball into play. Still with only 2 strikeouts so far.
Through 43 pitches, he didn't allow a single hit, just 1 base runner. His 44th was the first hit of the game, and his 45th is a swing and miss by Jackson Babcock. 0-1 is hit just barely, but it'll wind up foul as it had some spin on it. Came off the end of Babcock's bat for strike 2.
Despite only 2 strikeouts, it seems like just about every at-bat has gotten to 2 strikes. This one being another example of Stratton getting ahead in the count early and then being able to put the ball into play for the out.
He's been attacking the zone pretty much every batter. Doesn't matter who's up there, and it's resulted in, like you said, a lot of outs. Runner goes on the 0-2. It's chopped foul behind home plate for another foul ball. Despite Stratton attacking the zone on pretty much every batter, they haven't been able to make very solid contact a lot of the time. So an 0-2 count with 2 gone in the top of the 4th. Another foul ball back and out of play. It's now 3 in a row from Babcock, who's just trying to find one he's able to barrel up enough to keep the inning going. Luke Hughes remains at first. Stratton trying to pick him off. It would have been a close play, but Hank Smith wasn't able to hold onto the ball, and it looks like it might have gotten a piece of Hughes on that.
Yeah, down on his knees, not sure exactly what happened.
Might have hit his helmet as he was diving back in. It was a low throw from Stratton.
Seems to be okay, though.
Stratton almost able to pick off the runner, but still has a 0-2 count to Babcock. Tries to get him again, but he's not able to fool Hughes enough to get him off the bag.
Thought maybe he might be a little shaken up. Go for it again.
Just a 2-umpire crew here today. Runner goes on the 0-2. It's hit over towards shortstop. Lanfear is able to glove it and throw over to first in time. So the Miners got their first hit of the game, but Stratton calmly retires the side with a grounder to shortstop. Bucs still up 1-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th.
Ladies and gentlemen, some of our fine sponsors, State Farm, Alaska Towing and Wrecking, Club Paris, Moose's Tooth, and Lucky Wishbone, all proud supporters of our Anchorage Bucs. Don't forget to swing by the Bucs Beer Garden for a great lineup of beer, seltzers, and wines, and check out the concession stand serving up top of the line Boar's Head products. And don't forget to swing by the Pirates Den and your chance to pick up some red tickets and win some prizes. Thanks for coming out and joining us in Anchorage Buck Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the Anchorage Bucs, first baseman number 6, Hank Smith.
Hank Smith up for the second time today. They'll lead things off in the bottom of the 4th. Cooper Grace remains on the mound. He's thrown 44 pitches through 3 innings, giving up those 2 hits and 1 earned run back in the second inning.
And look at that. Even after sending his bat all the way to first base, he still goes out there with no batting gloves on. Love to see it, Hank Smith.
He's confident, and for good reason. They haven't directed him in the wrong path just yet. He's facing a 0-2 count. He's able to lay off of that pitch in the turf for ball 1. Another fastball outside. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. After an 0-2 count, Hank Smith has worked his way back to a full count. Trying to lead things off in the 4th inning with a base runner. Sends that one into right field. It's going back, and it'll wind up fair and into the corner. And it bounces over the side fence and into the Miners bullpen for a ground rule double, the first of this season that we've seen.
Just going to say, have not seen that. Still, that ball was out of my view, so I still technically haven't seen one. But that is the first that has occurred this year. Honestly, with the grass out there, I wasn't quite sure if it was possible, and with how high a lot of the fences are. But that one able to make its way out.
Yeah, the outfield wall isn't that high, but the fence going along the side of the stadium in right field is about waist high. So with the type of the spin that was put on the ball, Smith hit it basically just inches fair, and then it wound up out of play.
The outfield wall is what, 7, 8 feet, something like that?
At least.
Probably 8.
Ty Denton pops one up. It'll wind up out of play. There it is. I was waiting for the loud bang right behind us.
I say it hung up in the air forever.
Denton flew out to straightaway center field his first time up, has a runner in scoring position. He's facing a 0-2 count with Cooper Grace trying to keep Smith at second base. Able to lay off of that one. Hazen Inoue had to jump out of his stance to keep that one from going to the backstop.
Jump is a way to put it. It honestly was more like falling out of his stance, just chucking himself over to make that stop. Got to do what you got to do, though, to keep the runner at where he is.
It's now a 1-2 count to Ty Denton. Puts that one into straightaway center field. Tyler Akers coming under it. Hank Smith will tag up. The catch is made in time, but it is too deep for Akers to double up Smith, who slides into third base safely. So a sac fly for Ty Denton. And I think they're going to say that Hank Smith left too early.
You know, I honestly thought the same thing. I was hoping it wasn't true. But it did look a little bit like he left just a hair early. Obviously, it was kind of in the middle of the outfield. Wasn't quite deep enough to the center field where he felt comfortable running from second to third. An unfortunate series there for the Bucs.
So now quickly 2 outs. And Taylor Tracy steps up, and he will take strike 1. Another swing. Not sure if he was able to foul that one off, but it gets away from Hazen Inoue. Nonetheless, it's strike 2. Can't find the zone on that pitch, so count will move to 1-2 for Taylor Tracy.
Bucs saw a 2-out rally in the second inning that was able to score the 1 run of today's game. Was hoping for one there with Hank Smith on third.
That one gets away and almost hits Tracy.
Thought I heard it hit his helmet. Maybe it hit his bat. Not quite sure. Or just tipped off the glove of Inoue, but there was definitely a noise that I heard.
Some type of contact, but the count moves to 2-2. Called strike 3 as the off-speed pitch got Tracy. So after a promising start to the inning with a ground rule double, the Bucs leave the base paths empty and still have a 1-0 lead heading into the 5th inning.
Packaging store provides professional, domestic, and international moving and shipping services. The Packaging Store, your local connection to the world. Matsu Miners, first baseman number 29, Kenyon Millar.
Stratton remains on the mound for his 5th inning of work. He's thrown 49 pitches of 0 run through 4 innings. His first batter in the 5th will be Kenyon Millar, who lays off of a pitch down low for ball 1. Next one, he fouls away and out of play. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. He was the first base runner of the game back in the 2nd inning when he drew a 2-out walk. But since then, the Miners have registered just 1 hit, which came in the 4th. Stratton has been dealing and is looking to continue that trend. He's ahead in the count 1-2 to Kenyon Millar.
It's been a lot of quick at-bats for Stratton. The only full count he has faced has been against Millar, and that resulted in the walk. But it's been a mix of Stratton really attacking the zone and the Miners batters swinging early.
Has a 1-2 count. That'll move even at 2 apiece. Millar not biting on the fastball upstairs. A pitch away from his 2nd full count to Millar and of the game. Trying to avoid that. That one is hit on a line down right field, but it'll wind up foul. We don't have the radar gun up here today, but past 2 times we have, Stratton has thrown and has topped out at about 89 miles an hour on his fastball. Looking pretty similar today. Has been a big pitch for him to get a lot of these outs. Doesn't throw it there, but the pitch is upstairs. So in both of his at-bats, Kenyon Millar has run the count full. The first time resulted in a walk. Trying to get the better of Stratton in both plate appearances. Here comes the payoff pitch. Inside for ball 4. So Kenyon Millar has drawn the only 2 walks of the game. This one comes to lead off the top of the 5th.
Yeah, and the difference between the 2 walks now is that Millar's first one came with 2 outs. This one now with no one out. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some bunts try to advance the runner. Haven't seen the Miners bunt yet today.
No bunt attempt from Diesel Toth, who takes the first pitch he sees into center field. And A.J. Garcia makes the catch for the first out of the inning to keep Kenyon Millar at first base.
And with how often Stratton's pitches have ended up in the zone, I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen a bunt to just try to get something on base with how rare that it's been today. And now you finally have a base runner, no outs, and no attempt. Just doesn't quite make sense to me.
Hazen Inoue takes strike 3.
I mean, we've seen firsthand what a bunt can do. We saw it with Miles Keogh as he laid down a bunt with a runner on second and eventually came around to score on that pitch.
Bunts can induce chaos all the time, especially when it's the pitcher that has to field it. Throwing a live ball over to first is a whole lot different than throwing a pitch to home plate. It can be hard to get your feet set sometime. You can rush through your motions. But no bunt attempt yet from Hazen Inoue. Still was a 1-1 count with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Millar stands on first base. He'll go on this pitch. It's a ball. The throw over to second is not in time. And the Miners get their first runner in scoring position with Millar stealing second.
Would not expect the guy listed at 6'3", 205 to be stealing second base, but here we are.
He has not stolen a base yet this year, so that's his first of the season. Stratton's able to avoid falling behind in the count 3-1 with a strike there to even things up to Hazen Inoua, who grounded out to second his first time up. The first time today that Stratton's really had any trouble, as that ball down low runs the count full.
Inoua has struggled against the Bucs this season, is yet to record a hit when facing a Bucs pitcher. Or excuse me, he has one. I had not scrolled down far enough.
Swings and misses at the payoff pitch. He won't get a hit there. And a crucial second out for Evan Stratton, who gets his third punch out of the game. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter and center fielder, Tyler Akers. Feels like with how this game's going, this is an opportunity the Miners would love to take advantage of. So looking for their first run of the game. Bunt attempt from Akers pulls off for ball one. Seems a little too late for a sacrifice bunt.
Yo. Certainly can't sacrifice. You got to hope that he can make it.
Stratton trying to get through 5 scoreless innings. A little bit of action in the Bucs bullpen.
It is Taylor Tracy warming up.
Bunt attempt rolls foul. We've seen that happen before. It's always a possibility when Tracy is in at DH, especially against the Miners with how many left-handed batters they have. It's usually been Tracy, Carl Colavecchio, or Caleb Okada. White Shottle, also a left-hander. Those are the 4 lefties that I can name off at the top of my head on the Bucs roster.
You might have gotten them all. And with these handy-dandy binoculars we got from Andrew Sheffield, can now see down into the bullpen.
Making upgrades left and right.
Radar gun, binoculars. What's next? I don't know. Does it get any better than this?
I don't know if it can. Get a whole lot better if Stratton can get an out, but he's facing a 2-1 count to Tyler Akers. This is on the fastball for ball 3. Will Godfrey waiting on deck, seeing if he'll get an RBI opportunity. Stratton trying to strand the runner at second. Here comes the 3-1. It's hit foul to run the count full. Arguably the biggest pitch of Stratton's outing today so far. Coming up with the payoff pitch to Tyler Akers. He receives the sign from Ty Denton. And another pitch fouled away. Bucs holding on to a 1-0 lead. Stratton trying to keep it that way. Here comes the payoff pitch from him. Called ball 4. And Akers with a 2-out walk on a very close pitch that just missed the strike zone.
Just missed a little bit, like you said, and got to think that this might be Stratton's last inning with Tracy warming up in the bullpen, so now is really the time to get it everything you've got. Get a quick mound visit from Denton.
And I'll be honest, I don't know where that missed. It looked like it was over the plate.
Yeah.
The height looked right. Just wasn't to the liking of the home plate umpire. So the lineup is now back to the top of the order. And facing a lineup for the 3rd time through is always where danger starts to approach, with every batter getting to see you at least twice. Godfrey has flown out into the outfield in both of his plate appearances. The first time was to left field. Second time in the third inning was to straightaway center. Has a pair of base runners on with 2 gone in the top of the 5th. His ball club trailing 1-0. Swings at the first pitch he sees. Camden Landfear bobbles it, is able to grab it out of the turf and deliver over to first in time. Landfear avoids the error and makes a crucial play to strand the 2 base runners and keep the Miners off of the scoreboard. We're through 4.5 innings. Bucs still lead 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, some of our fine sponsors: King Street Brewing, RNDC, Architectural Supply Company, Pepsi, and the Packaging Store, as well as Alaska Brewing, all proud supporters of our Anchorage Bucs. Still got rat tickets on sale if you want to pick up. We got one more drawing probably coming up any minute now, and then we'll have one more probably before the end of the contest. Also, check out the top-of-the-line Boar's Head products at the concession stand and some great choices at that Bucs Beer Garden of beers, seltzers, and wines. Thanks for coming, and thanks for supporting our Anchorage Bucs. Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the Anchorage Bucs, second baseman, number 18, Finn Leach.
Finn Leach leads things off for the Bucs in the bottom of the 5th. He'll take ball 1 his first time up. He hit that 2-out triple and came around to score the only run of the game thus far. Base runners have been slim pickings for either ball club through 4.5 innings as Leach takes strike 1 on the outer part of the plate.
In the game a few days ago against the Pilots, his first 2 appearances, he came up with the bases loaded each time. Now has come up with the bases empty each time. Very different appearances at the plate so far. Would love to see him come up with the bases loaded at some point today.
With how the game is trending, it'll take a lot for that to happen as he hits a slow dribble over towards shortstop. The throw from Austin Park is in time. He had to get on his horse to be able to make that play, which he did.
Now batting for the Anchorage Bucs, left fielder, number 8, Ryan Dora.
So after Leach grounds out to start things off, Ryan Dara, who has the only RBI of the day, steps up to the plate. Just 4 combined hits between these 2 teams. Dara lays down almost a perfect bunt, but it just winds up foul for strike 1.
Had the perfect touch on it. Just pretty much as if it hit a pillow in the hands of Dara and fell straight down and was rolling, but then curved left and went out of play.
So he's unsuccessful in his first bunt attempt. The element of surprise is now gone. But the third baseman, Will Godfrey, is still playing pretty far back. He'll creep up now. Dara will not try to bunt on that pitch, but it still winds up in the strike zone. He's now down in the count 0-2. Able to lay off of that slider in the turf for ball 1. One-two count with one gone. Ends up way inside. Dara ducking out of the way of that one. Count runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grace tried to drop a breaking ball on the inner part of the plate, but it runs too far inside. Now 3 straight balls to Dara, runs the count full. Here comes the payoff pitch from Grace. Hit right back up the middle and into center field. Dara timing up that fastball perfectly for a 1-out single.
His second hit of the day keeps things alive. And we weren't entirely sure if Hayden Miller truly was safe back in the game a few days ago in the 10th inning, but we then slowed it down, got the picture, and here we have it on your screen. As you see, very much safe by several inches.
Shout out our GM, Sean Malpe, for finding that perfect angle of it. It doesn't really get much more of a concrete evidence than that. Miller's gamble paid off. As he came around to score the winning run, he has Dara on first base right now. Cooper Grace trying to change that with a pickoff attempt that winds up unsuccessful. Miller struck out his first time. Up to the plate, the 21st of the year for him in just 14 games. The only one on the team with more strikeouts is Camden Landfair at 27. Lays off of that pitch for ball 2. Still been able to find the starting lineup plenty of times for his great fielding, whether it's at third base or first. He's been pretty reliable. Still has that power that he put on display when he hit a homer in the very first game of the year. Trying to find that same power with a runner on. Here comes the 2-0 to him. Breaking ball that he couldn't slow down to. So now a 2-1 count to Miller with 1 gone. Dara still over at first. Dara leads the team in stolen bases, so the pickoff attempts are for a reason. He'll go on this next pitch that Miller lifts into foul territory. First baseman Canyon Millar can't catch up to it. Pitch winds up foul for strike 2.
Had Dara been able to successfully get that bag, would have been tied for second in stolen bases in the ABL. Joining a couple of minors, Matt Blind, who we mentioned earlier, is down for who knows how long after colliding with his right fielder a few days ago. And then Tyler Akers with 8 stolen bases. But, of course, leading the league is Austin Park with 10.
So a 2-2 count to Miller. Dara stays put, and a breaking ball drops in there for strike 3. Miller goes down on strikes for the second time today.
Now batting for Anchorage Bucs, center fielder number 3, AJ Garcia.
Another pickoff attempt. Dara seeing it all the way, dives back in time. So 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. AJ Garcia, the 9-hole hitter, steps up to the plate. Grounded out to first base unassisted his first time. Slider from Cooper Grace finds the strike zone.
Interested to see if they run Grace back out there for the 6th. Don't see a lot of starting pitchers go past 5 that often, especially with a guy like Grace who plays for Nebraska
Runner goes on this next pitch. The throw is way off. Austin Park had to dive and keep that one from going into the outfield. It was called a ball, so the count evens at 1 apiece. Dar with his 8th stolen bag of the year. He'll move into scoring position. So in 3 of the 5 innings, the Bucs have had a runner on either second or third. They only have 1 run to show for it. Grace with a couple looks over at second before delivering the 1-1, a fastball that winds up outside for ball 2.
Cooper Grace doesn't really seem to be slowing down a whole lot in the 5th inning. But playing somewhere like Nebraska, they almost certainly have a pitch count on him in terms of how far he's allowed to go into a game.
Seems to be some movement in the Miners bullpen. Nobody up and throwing just yet. 2-1 to Garcia is hit sharply over towards the Miners dugout by first base, but will wind up foul for strike 2. So 2-2 count with 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. Garcia trying to extend the Bucs lead with Dar waiting on second base. Here comes the pitch from Cooper Grace. Outside for ball 3. Count runs full on Garcia. Here comes a payoff pitch from Grace. It's popped high back and out of play. Hayes and Inoue gave a quick look at it, but realized that he wouldn't have a play on it. Garcia able to stay alive, fight off that pitch. Grace delivering another payoff pitch. That one is once again fouled back and out of play.
Garcia batting .212, but has a pretty good on-base percentage outside of that. .323, the .365 slugging percentage, and of course, the home run in the opening day game.
Third on the team with 18 strikeouts. That number moves to 19 as Garcia goes down looking. Grace able to strand Dara at second and keep the game at 1-0. Tracy will be on the mound when we come back.
Red ticket, we got a drive probably coming up any minute now, and then we got some great beers, seltzers, and wines at the Bucs Beer Garden, and we also have top of the line Boar's Head products at the concession stand. Take care of that tip on your tummy, and all kinds of other culinary delights. So head on over there, and thanks for coming out again and supporting our Anchorage Bucs. Ladies and gentlemen, new pitcher on the mound for the Anchorage Bucs. Number 33, Taylor Tracy.
So after 5 scoreless innings from Evan Stratton, Taylor Tracy takes the mound to relieve him. As far as we know, he'll stay at the designated hitter position. First person he'll face is Austin Park, the shortstop, who is 0 for 2 up to this point.
We've seen Tracy start the game and also be at the designated hitter spot. Curious to know if he knew that he was going to pitch today. Likely that he was at least on alert with, as you mentioned, how many left-handed batters in this lineup. Makes sense to get at least one lefty on the mound for a few innings.
So Stratton's final line is 5 innings of shutout performance with just 1 hit given up, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Ran into his most trouble just an inning ago as that pitch winds up foul for a 1-2 count to Austin Park. He had 1-2-3 innings in the first and the third. Then he gave up that 2-out walk in the second, 2-out single in the fourth, and those 2 walks in the fifth. But none of those base runners crossed home plate. Tracy trying to keep it that way. It's 1-2 to Austin Park, winds up down low for a 2-2 count.
Tracy with a 2.25 ERA. His last outing was on July 3rd against the Miners, pitched 5 innings, only gave up 1 earned run, but 6 hits in the process, and has 9 innings pitched in total.
Swung on and missed for strike 3. The first at bat for Taylor Tracy winds up in a swinging strikeout. And it is also the first out of the 6th inning. So one of the only right-handers in this lineup is a swinging strikeout. And now the left-handed batter, Alexander Pearson, steps up to the plate. Fastball from Tracy grabs the outer part of the plate for strike 1.
The Miners with 1 hit today compared to 4 for the Bucs. So it's been a big pitching day between these two teams. And that reflected by the 1-0 score.
That one's grounded over towards second base. An easy play to make for Finn Leach. He'll make the throw over to first for the second out.
Even then, you got to give props to the defense as well. Stratton only had 3 strikeouts through 5 innings, and there has not been many from Cooper Grace either. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 of them coming in the most recent inning.
So now Luke Hughes steps up to the plate. Camden Lanfear and Finn Leach have been busy as that middle infield duo. Tracy behind in the count, 2-0 to Luke Hughes, who has the only hit for the Miners up to this point, had that 2-out single back in the 4th. Another right-handed batter to help even things out as he sends one high in the air into left field. Under it, right at the warning track, is Ryan Dara, so it's a well-hit and high 3rd out. But it doesn't matter how you get them. All that matters is that you get them. A 1-2-3, top of the 6th for Taylor Tracy. Bucs still holding on to a 1-0 lead when we come back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get out that red ticket. We got another winner here for you. That red ticket winner is going to bring home some Lucky Wishbone. Number is 066492. 066492. You bring home a Lucky Wishbone certificate. Thanks for coming and supporting the Anchorage Bucs. pitch on the mound for the Matsu Miners. Number 47, Lane Stringer. Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the Anchorage Bucs. Shortstop number 17, Camden Olenfield.
New pitcher on the mound for the Miners. Both starters go 5 innings. It'll be Lane Stringer, who comes in for Cooper Grace after he went 5 innings, struck out 5, no walks, but 4 hits and 1 earned run given up.
Lane Stringer from Arkansas Fort Smith. He just finished up his junior year, and quickly looking at the stats, the number that sticks out, I would say, is, hang on, let me make sure I get it right, the 16.3 ERA in college. This is his debut in the ABL. I don't know if that was, I can't remember if that was mentioned or not, and a 2.5 WHIP. 0-3, 0 wins, 3 losses.
To be fair, though, he's kind of on par with the rest of his team. They had a 12.69 team ERA. I have never seen this before. 2 of their pitchers had ERAs of over 100. One of them 108, and Will Hainsworth 189. I don't know if that's a record for college. I feel like it would be.
Well, it's possible that the record might be like infinity, like when someone comes in and doesn't record an out.
That's true. They
never get an appearance again in college. That's possible.
But yeah, he gave up 14 runs in 2/3 of an inning.
But, they seem to just whip them up here in Matsu. I mean, they do have a 2.5 ERA, the best in the ABL.
This is true.
So there's some magic that Coach LeBrun is doing.
Whatever Stringer learns, I'm sure he'll try to take back to the rest of his teammates. Hopefully it can rub off on them. By the way, he's got a 2-2 count to Camden Lanfear, who lines one right to second base. Diesel Telta doesn't even have to move. Just flashes his glove and makes the catch for out number 1.
And the pitching coach for the Miners in his first year in Matsu, Ben Terwilliger.
Whatever he's doing, it's working. And for the Bucs, Aaron Puff has done pretty well. It seems like they've exponentially lowered their ERA. Stringer puts one in the turf and into the backstop as his first pitch to Andrew Raymond. Raymond also 0 for 2 on the day. So now a 2-0 count to Raymond. Bucs have gotten a base runner in 3 of the last 4 innings. Still only have that 1 run to show for it. Raymond chops one foul towards the first baseline. That'll be strike number 1 of his at-bat.
Yeah, the ace for Arkansas Fort Smith, even then, still has a 7.96 ERA. Shout out Eli Gilreath of the...
Can we call him an ace?
I mean...
That one comes in and hits Raymond, who takes it right on the calf. That can never feel good, but it's a base runner nonetheless. So Raymond will take first with 1 gone in the top of the 6th. Hank Smith will try to drive him home. Smith started off that 4th inning that looked pretty promising with a ground rule double, but then left early on a fly ball. That kind of killed any momentum. Has a runner on this time around. He's off for the first pitch that winds up outside for ball 1. Raymond with too big of a lead for Lane Stringer's liking. He'll check over to make sure he doesn't get any further.
So I was trying to find the worst college ERA of all time, and instead I found on Reddit the worst college baseball game of all time, Yeshiva versus Lehman. They had a combined losing streak of
I remember this.
124 losses. There's no way you remember this.
No, I'm so certain I
was a
remember
year ago.
this.
It was a year ago, so it's not like it was that long ago.
This was actually a pretty big thing because they were on a crash course and everyone was wondering if they were actually going to have the losing streaks. And I can confirm it was probably one of the worst games in NCAA college baseball history. I think I've seen this exact same post because I remember a dude saying he was going to attend and like cover the game.
The stoppable force meets the movable object.
Hank Smith with a broken bat pop-up over towards third base. It's caught by Will Godfrey, who almost got over his head, but he was able to backpedal in time. That'll keep Raymond at first for out number 2. These are the type of things that we find when you're at a 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the 6th. So now Ty Denton steps up to the plate, still 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to center field. Raymond still over at first after getting hit by a pitch. Stringer able to find the zone for strike 1. I can't remember how that game ended. Did you find anything on that?
No, everyone just stopped talking about. I'm going to look it up. Okay, so it was a double header.
I think they split it.
Lehman, I think that's how you say it, Lehman, Lemon, won game 1 7-6 in extra innings. That's
wow.
And Yeshiva won
right.
game 2 9-5. So both teams ended their look at them go.
I feel like that's kind of anticlimactic though, because if one of them swept the other, then I wonder if their losing streak would still be going to this day. Either way, though, that's the fun fact of the day.
Oh, here we go.
2-1 is lined down the left field line and a wind-up foul. Denton just a hair in front of that one to even the count up at 2 apiece.
Ooh, apparently it felt like 28 degrees at the game, or at the
that's no
games.
fun. What state was this in?
Well, it was supposed to be in New York, but because of rainy conditions, they played at Farley Dickinson University. FDU.
Oh, yeah.
FDU, believe it.
Exactly. The second time ever at a 16 seed upset a number 1 seed. Then fouls that one back into the netting behind home plate to stay alive. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 gone. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Bucs still leading 1-0. They've left a pair of runners on, in danger of leaving a third stranded. Here comes the pitch from Stringer. It's once again fouled back and out of play. Denton managing to stay alive in this count. Don't see where the foul ball ended up. It flew past us. I don't see it in the parking lot behind us, though.
Relatively low number left on base. Makes sense as there have been just few hits at all today, only 4. The Bucs stranded 10 in the game a few days ago.
Denton able to lay off of that pitch to run the count full. Trying to keep this inning alive. Bucs have done plenty of damage in the later stages of games. Have an opportunity to start that here. Payoff pitch hits Denton on the arm. So after an 8-pitch battle, it ends with a hit by pitch. Second batter that Stringer is hit as Raymond will advance to second, and it's a pair of runners on for Taylor Tracy.
A bit of an anticlimactic ending to what was a very good at-bat in terms of pitching, getting up in the count, and then Ty Denton able to work his way back in.
So that will warrant a mound visit from Tyler LeBrun. Seems to be a little bit of movement in the Miners bullpen. Doesn't seem like anybody is throwing just yet, as Stringer came in about 10 minutes ago.
In a close game like this, going to want your pitchers on a short leash the moment they start falling behind. Now with 2 runners on, to go out and just calm down, go ahead and get this final out in the 6th inning.
So a short mound visit, and now Taylor Tracy, the designated hitter and pitcher, steps up to the plate with a chance to add to the Bucs' lead. They've had a runner in scoring position in the 2nd, 4th, and now 6th inning. Tracy takes ball 1 on the fastball inside. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He lined out to second base and then struck out looking. Went 1, 2, 3 in the top of this order on the mound, trying to bring that momentum into the batter's box. Stringer with a quick look at second before delivering a slider that finds the outer part of the plate for strike 1. Raymond at second, Ty Denton at first, with Tracy at the plate and 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th. Big swing and miss on the breaking ball for strike 2.
Tracy was our player of the game not too long ago in a performance where he was a two-way player as well. And now with a chance to do it again here, especially if he can drive in some runs and continue his hot streak on the mound.
Down to his last strike of the at-bat. Swing and miss for strike 3. And Stringer able to get himself out of the jam after hitting two batters, He strands them at first and second to keep this game at 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
And all that they do to help keep these kids going each and every day and get them to and from practices and all kinds of great stuff. Well, let's welcome the Mattingly family, the Cruz family, the Studer family, the Gildas family, Kieran Norsworthy, Tammy Williams, Stephanie Burgoon and crew, Molly McManaman, and Eric Cruzwick, all proud supporters and hosts of our Anchorage Bucs. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank those folks for making it all possible for these athletes to come up and be part of this Alaska Baseball League. Thank you. Also, we got that red ticket number. Don't forget, that's coming up right now. If you have a red ticket number, you're bringing home a certificate for Club Paris, the finest steaks in Anchorage. Here we go. Red ticket number 066479. 066479. You're bringing home a Club Paris gift certificate. Thanks for playing, folks. We appreciate you coming out and supporting our Anchorage Bucs. Matsu Miners. Right fielder number 9, Jackson Babcock.
After 6 innings of play, we have just 1 run and 5 hits to show for it. The lone run belonging to the Bucs. We've also out-hit the Miners 4-1. Tracy returns to the mound after he struck out to end the bottom of the 6th. He'll face Jackson Babcock, the leadoff man. Babcock 0 for 2 on the day with a flyout and a grounder. He's off of the first 2 pitches for a 2-0 count.
And it's harder to find a guy who isn't 0 for 2 on the day than a guy who is. As several of players, Luke Hughes, the only one who can say that he has a 1 in that first position.
And Kenyon Millar, the man on deck, is 0 for 0.
Yeah.
He's walked both times. Tracy trying to see if he can finally get him out, but he'll have to wait. As Babcock fouls that pitch off for a hitter's count. Babcock just finished up his sophomore year at the Colorado School of Mines. The check swing there winds up as in a foul ball for strike 2. As a freshman 2 years ago, he hit for the cycle and finished off the cycle in about the best way possible, a grand slam.
There you go. I'd say that's about as good as it gets.
Faces a 2-2 count. Swings at that one and puts it over towards third base. The throw from Miller, not in time. Jackson Babcock able to leg out an infield single. And for the 2nd inning in a row, the leadoff man reaches aboard.
That might as well have been a bunt. Tracy and Hayden Miller at third were both heading over there, luckily communicated on who would make the grab. Went with Miller and played it about as well as you could, made a good throw as well, but just bounced too long in the infield, and with the speed of Babcock was able to get there.
So it'll be a base runner for Kenyon Millar, who lays down a bunt. This time Hayden Miller is all over it, and he fires over to first in time. For out number 1 as Babcock advances to second. Second time in this game the Miners have had a runner in scoring position.
Now batting for the Miners, second baseman number 7, Diesel Toth.
So it'll be Diesel Toth up to the plate with only 1 out and a runner on second. Miners still trying to find the equalizer. After the Bucs took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd, it stayed that way. Foul tips. The first one back behind home plate for strike 1 was a hefty swing at that. Tracy taking some time before receiving the sign from Ty Denton. Checks on the runner at second before delivering the 0-1 upstairs to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Diesel Toth with 7 RBIs on the season, only batting .203.
Had a .281 average through 41 games at Cal Baptist in his true freshman season. Was teammates with John Carlson of the Anchorage Bucs. We saw him a couple days ago on the mound. And he faces a 2-1 count against Tracy. Hits that one softly over towards first base for Hank Smith. The plate at first is all he'll have as the runner advances 90 feet up to third base. So, in a way, another sacrifice bunt. So, Hazen Inoue steps up to the plate with 2 gone and the tying run just 90 feet away. Ball to the outfield would score him. Tracy trying to avoid that from happening. Check swing. Just barely grabs a piece of it. It'll bounce harmlessly behind home plate for strike one.
Not sure if he fully went around. Likely he did, as either way he got a piece of the bat. Just bounced backwards for strike one.
Here comes the 0-1. It's hit right back to Tracy. He'll turn around and fire over to first. It almost got away from Hank Smith, but he was able to stretch his glove out and avoid disaster. So Tracy gets out of the seventh inning with another goose egg on the scoreboard, and it's the stretch. Bucs still up 1-0 when we come back.
And join me in singing "Shake Me Out to the Ball Game." Are you ready? A 1, a 2, and a 3. Take me up to the ball game. Take me up to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and crackers. I don't care if I ever get back for it. Root me for the Bucs. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hey, let's get some more runs, Bucs. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're moving across the state or across the globe, the Packaging Store, they provide professional, domestic, international moving and shipping services. The Packaging Store, your local connection for the world.
Yeah, 31.
New pitch on the mound for the Matsu Miners, number 31, Brady Clark. Now batting for the Anchorage Bucs, second baseman, number 18, Finn Leach.
New pitcher on the mound. Stringer only lasts the 1 inning. And so it'll be Brady Clark, who threw a scoreless frame against the Bucs on the 5th in that winning effort. Has that sidearm delivery. Delivers strike one to Finn Leach.
Lane Stringer exits the game. No runs given up, no walks either, no hits, and just the one strikeout.
Also hit a pair of batters. Leach grounds one over towards first base. An easy play for Canyon Miller, who steps on the bag for out number 1. Ever since that second inning, the Bucs have produced a runner in scoring position in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Haven't been able to bring any of them home, though.
In the 5th, it was this guy now, Ryan Dara, who was able to get his 8th stolen bag of the season and become tied with a bunch of different guys for a second in the ABL in stolen bases.
Faces a 0-1 count after a first pitch strike from Clark. Count moves to 0-2 after another off-speed pitch finds its way into the zone. Clark wasting no time. Quickly ahead in the count 0-2 with 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. That one's lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Dara is digging for 2. The throw gets him in time. So Dara plays the price for trying to leg out a double. That'll be the second out of the inning.
Really unfortunate considering how tough it's been to get runners on. That would have been Dara's third hit of the game.
Third baseman, number 20, Hayden.
I don't hate the idea, but it just didn't quite go deep enough, I think, to be warranted.
Yeah, as soon as he saw it get down, he put his head down and seemed adamant on heading for second. So the base paths remain empty. Hayden Miller steps in 0 for 2 with a strikeout, swinging and looking. Trying to keep this bottom of the seventh alive. As that one clipped him right on the elbow. We didn't hear it, but as soon as it went into the glove of Hazen Inouye, he immediately started taking off his gloves and his elbow guard.
That is his fifth time getting hit by a pitch. I haven't seen one in quite some time where it felt like to start the season he just could not stop getting hit by the ball.
And now, instead of first and second with only one out, Dara being too greedy is 2 outs with only a man on first. AJ Garcia steps in and takes ball 1 down low. Garcia also struck out looking his last time up. One-0 to him, swung on and missed for strike 1. Miller is also pretty speedy on the base paths. He's been able to steal a couple bases. Not sure if he's in a situation to do that here. Garcia fouls that one off for strike 2.
Hayden Miller led the Valley Conference in stolen bases with 23 and hit by pitches with 26, so
won't get a chance to steal here as Garcia goes down swinging for the third out. Miller stranded on first. And we head to the 8th inning with the score staying the same way it has for the last 5. 1-0 Bucs.
Ladies and gentlemen, some of our fine sponsors who go the extra mile for us. Power Ball sponsors, Associated Builders and Contractors of Alaska, and Alaska Restaurant Supply. Our stolen base sponsor, I got a misspell today, and I apologize to Safe and Sound for their sponsorship of stolen bases. Home run sponsored by Little Caesars Pizza, and that called the bullpen is brought to you by the Pepsi bullpen. Our team trainer from Orthopedic Physicians of Alaska, Lynn Young, proud supporter of the Anchorage Bucs for many years. Our team health club is Alaska Club, keeping our kids physically in shape, and our cars be staying in shape as well. That is brought to you by Alaska Springs and Performance and Alaska Towing and Wrecking, all proud supporters of our Anchorage Bucs. Ladies and gentlemen, no batting for the Matsu Mariners. Center fielder number 2, Tyler Akers.
Taylor Tracy still out there on the mound as Tyler Akers steps in to lead things off in the top of the 8th. Fires a fastball into the zone for strike one. Akers 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to second base. Lillard playing a little close in case he tries to lay down a bunt attempt, which he did once before. Swings and misses at that pitch for strike two, so that takes any type of bunt out of the equation.
Akers also one of the guys tied for second in stolen bases in the ABL, so it would be good to get the out here. Not put him on board with no outs, as he would likely steal at some point.
Tracy a strike away from doing that. Can't get it on that pitch. Fastball just barely misses the zone for ball one.
Thought that might be it, but just a little bit high. Good take from Akers.
So the count moves to 1-2 to the leadoff batter, Akers. Another pitch up high for ball two. Miners almost through their third time of the lineup. And the Bucs just did that by finishing things off in the bottom of the seventh with their 9-hole hitter. Here comes the 2-2 from Tracy. Hit sharply over towards second. The diving stop by Leach. He's able to knock it down, but he can't get to it in time. And Akers starts things off with a leadoff single. Just their third hit of the evening. And now a dangerous base runner is aboard to start things in the 8th inning.
Certainly a valiant effort from Leach. It's just shifted over towards second a little too far. Unable to get the grab. So he had to go down to the ground for it.
So now Will Godfrey steps in. Takes ball one down low. Tracy, being a left-handed pitcher, can keep Akers in his eyesight at all times. Akers with a pretty healthy lead at first. Tracy stares him down for a minute. The runner goes, but Godfrey fouls a pitch off for strike one. Tried to implement the hit and run. Godfrey not able to keep the ball fair, excuse me. Godfrey 0 for 3 on the day, has not shown any signs of a sac bunt attempt. One from Tracy, a slider at the knees for strike two.
It's a pretty hard lineup as you now have Akers on board that you have to worry about, and then two guys who are each in the top 5 in the league in batting average. Coming up next in Godfrey and Park.
Pickoff attempt is successful. They got him in a rundown now, and the tag will be laid by Camden Lanfear, the shortstop, so Tracy able to deke out the runner. And a crucial first out.
That changes things now with 2 strikes. If he can get the punch out here, that would certainly change things and the momentum in this inning.
It's now a 1-2 count with one gone. That offering fouled away. Godfrey able to stay alive in the count. But any momentum the Miners are trying to put together goes away with Tracy successfully picking off Tyler Akers. It's the advantage you have with a lefty on the mound. So here comes the 1-2. For the third time this at-bat, Godfrey fouls one away. That one got a piece of Ty Denton, so the home plate umpire will walk the pitch out to Tracy, give Denton a couple of seconds to regain himself. Godfrey steps back in with a 1-2 count and 1 gone in the top of the 8th. Bucs still leading 1-0. Here comes the pitch from Tracy. Can't grab the outer part of the plate, just outside for ball 2.
Just barely missing a couple times. Tracy trying to get the 3rd strike. But good eyes from Godfrey as he takes with 2 strikes, which makes it even more impressive.
So the count moves even. The 2-2 swung on and missed. It's a drop 3rd strike. So Denton will throw over to 3rd for out number 2. After a leadoff single, now Miners have 2 outs and the base path empty for Austin Park. Park is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts despite coming in today with the best batting average in the ABL. Takes ball 1 down low from Tracy. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Wasn't able to catch up to the fastball upstairs. That'll even up the count at a ball and a strike.
And this is hopefully Park's last plate appearance of the game with 2 outs in the 8th. If they can get him 0 for 4 on the day, that really says something about how far this pitching staff has come for the Bucs.
1-1 was teetering along the strike zone, but home plate umpire rules that it was outside for ball 2. Park with a hitter's count, trying to reach base safely for the first time today. Another pitch that misses down low for ball 3. Tracy in danger of walking Park. It's not the guy that you want on base. Park with a 3-1 count. Here comes the offering from Tracy. A gutsy fastball outside that Park couldn't lay off of to run the count full. That one almost in the other batter's box. Tracy trusting that he can get the swing and miss, and he does. The 3-2 count with 2 gone in the top of the first. Bucs still holding on to a 1-run lead. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled right back in, almost up here to us. I think it'll wind up on the catwalk right outside our window.
Well, when we play the Pilots, they put a camera directly to the right of ours. And if their camera was there, I don't think it would have survived that foul ball.
So the count remains full after the foul ball from Austin Park. Tracy having to deliver another payoff pitch. Here it comes. That one's lifted foul and out of play. Back-to-back foul balls from Park, able to keep the at-bat going. Tracy looking to deliver a 3rd scoreless inning. Park not making it easy on him. We'll do the payoff pitch once again. Swung and a miss for strike 3. Tracy with back-to-back Ks to end the inning. And he faces the minimum. Bucs up 1-0. We'll have another chance to try to add to their lead when we come back.
gentlemen, now batting for the Anchorage Bucs, shortstop number 17, Camden Windsor.
Top of the order do it for the Bucs in the bottom of the 8th. It could be the last time they see the plate. Camden Landfear will take strike one, 0 for 3 on the day. But many of these batters are looking at the same stat lines. Back-to-back sliders from Brady Clark clip the zone for an 0-2 count to the leadoff batter. Here comes the 0-2. And for able to lay off of that breaking ball that hit the turf in the other batter's box. Trying to lead things off in the bottom of the 8th the right way. Gets a swing and miss for strike 3. So Landford goes down swinging for the second time today for the first out of the 8th inning.
We were looking at some stats between the inning, and the Bucs currently have, not including today's total, 178 strikeouts, which is 76 more than the Miners, and is, in case you were wondering, the most in the Alaskan Baseball League.
Well, they'll have to add 8 more to that total and potentially more, as Andrew Raymond takes strike 1. He was hit by a pitch back in the 6th inning. Advanced up to second base, but was stranded there. That was the last time the Bucs had a runner in scoring position. They would have had one last inning, but Dara was tagged out trying to turn a single into a double. Raymond swings and misses at that one for strike 2. Once you count to Andrew Raymond, was able to lay off of that fastball high and outside for ball 2.
Would be really nice to get some insurance runs, obviously. With Tracy likely on the mound, don't really see anyone warming up in the Bucs bullpen.
We've seen Andrew Haberman in plenty of these scenarios. He's earned 2 wins and 2 saves in 7 total appearances. Usually comes in the 9th inning in a close game, but with the way Tracy's been performing on the mound, they may not need him. After that foul ball, the count remains 2-2 with 1 gone. Raymond sends that one up the middle. It's right into the glove of the shortstop, Boston Park, who makes the throw over to first in time for the second out. So the first 2 batters at the bottom of the 8th have been retired. And now Hank Smith steps up to the plate, 1 for 3 on the day with that ground rule double in the 4th. Steps in with the bases empty and 2 gone. Check swing on the first pitch. It wouldn't have mattered, though, as it was in the strike zone for an 0-1 count. Trying to keep this inning going. Sends that one high and deep into right center field. Jackson Babcock going on it. He's not going to be able to get there. It drops down. Smith is in there with his second double of the day. This one comes with 2 gone.
Hank Smith has shown the power a few times, but many of them have gone out foul. That one just right in front of the warning track. Neither the center or left fielder were able to get there. And an excellent double from Hank Smith. Might have a chance for another 2-out rally.
So the Bucs are not done yet. Still have a chance to add to their 1-0 lead. We'll see if Ty Denton has anything to say about that. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's going to be a fair ball going down the left field line. Rounding third and coming home is Hank Smith. And Ty Denton has himself an RBI double. And just like that, the Bucs double their lead. Now up 2-0 after back-to-back two-base knocks.
The other run scored came with just two batters who went back-to-back, with Finn Leach putting up a triple and then Ryan Dara a single. Now Denton and Smith joining the club. A well-placed ball from Ty Denton just over the head of the third baseman, Will Godfrey. Extends the lead and adds a little bit of cushioning for the man at bat.
It'll be Taylor Tracy up to the plate. And basically, we're going to see how much of a cushion he gives himself, whether it's 2 or 3 runs. Kind of having it in his own hands right now.
Rare that it's up to the batter to determine what his own cushion is coming out on the mound the next inning.
Ty Denton stands at second base after driving home the second run of the game. Tracy fouls that one back, now facing a 1-1 count. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. One looking, one swinging. Also lined out to second base way back in the second inning. Clark receives the signal from Hazen Inoue. Delivers a pitch that can't grab the outside part of the plate. That'll move the count to 2-1. Bucs have already added one to their lead this inning off of the bat of Ty Denton. He stands at second, hoping that Tracy can bring him around. Won't be able to do it on that pitch as he fouls it away for strike number 2. So a 2-2 count with 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Bucs up 2-0. Here comes the pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Tracy unable to lay off of that one. And for the time being, it looks like he will leave the batter's box and come to the mound as the Bucs lead 2-0 when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the Matsu Miners. Getting off the 9th inning, designated hitter, number 30, Alex Pearson.
Tracy back on the mound for his 4th inning of work, and for the time being, he's going to try to take this one home. First batter he faces is Alexander Pearson. 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the order due up for the Miners. It's a big swing and miss on the first pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, 2 of the guys with a hit in today's game coming up after Pearson and Luke Hughes and Babcock. Just 2 of the 3 hits for the Miners today.
Babcock advanced all the way to third base back in the 7th inning, but wasn't able to cross home plate. It'll now take 2 runs to keep this game alive. Tracy with the 1-1 count delivers a fastball inside that almost hits Pearson. Pearson's 0 for 3 with a pair of groundouts to second base and a pop out to first. Has a hitter's count as the leadoff man. Takes a big swing and miss at that one for strike 2. Couldn't catch up to the fastball.
That was a big swing. His feet basically had pivoted around to face first base.
So the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Pearson. Tracy has allowed just 2 base runners, both which came off as singles. Pearson able to foul that one off to stay alive.
The Miners, the only team the Bucs have shut out this season, but in that game, the score was already 6-0 in the 9th inning. So had a lot more of a cushion. Luckily, that run in the bottom of the 8th helped a little bit, but not quite like 6 runs.
Leaves very little margin for error. That one sails into center field and will get down. Just the 4th hit of the game for the Miners. And the leadoff man is aboard to start things in the top of the 9th.
Now batting for Matthew Miners, left fielder, number 46, Luke Hughes.
Couple of arms warming up in the bullpen for the Bucs in case Tracy's not able to take them all the way through the 9th. Now Luke Hughes steps up to the plate. He singled back in the 4th inning. Take strike 1 on the fastball from Taylor Tracy.
It's Fragus who's throwing in the pen right now, but Haberman right next to him. Not sure if he's already thrown a little bit or not.
0-1 is hit over towards third base. The throw to second is in time. The double play got him. A 5-4-3 double play, and just like that, the base paths are empty, and it's 2 gone in the top of the 9th. The defense has been on point as they continue that when Tracy needed them most. They double up the base runners, and now Jackson Babcock is the final hope for the Miners, down 2-0. First pitch is up near his eyes. He has to back away from the plate to avoid being hit. 1-0 count to Babcock, who's 1 for 3 on the day. Singled and advanced all the way to third back in the 7th inning. Faces a 1-0 count. That moves to 2-0 after that fastball got away from Tracy.
Delivered hard on that fastball. Looks like it might have slipped out of his fingers a little bit. Certainly not the placement he was going for, as it got away from Denton towards the backstop. Luckily, thanks to that double play, nobody on.
His next offering is hit over towards first base. It's fielded by Hank Smith. The toss over to Tracy, not in time. Babcock's able to leg out the infield single, and the inning will continue. Miners just barely able to stay alive in this game.
Not even bad effort from Tracy. He hustled over there immediately, but he can just get awkward a little bit trying to receive the underhand toss on the run. And Babcock was working hard to get down the first base path.
So Ty Denton will stroll out to the pitcher's mound to give a little scouting report on Canyon Millar, who is still 0 for 0. He has a pair of walks and a sac bunt. So nothing has affected his batting average in this game just yet. And if the Bucs want to win with him at the plate, that'll have to change. So lefty on lefty matchup with Babcock waiting on first base. Doesn't seem like the type of scenario where they would try to send him and risk getting him thrown out to end the game. First offering is a fastball that finds the strike zone for an 0-1 count. Tracy with a long look at first before delivering another pitch. Slider down and away that swung on and missed for strike 2. One pitch away from earning his first save of the season.
Doesn't need to get fancy here. Just do what works. Try to either get contact or a strikeout.
Here comes the 0-2. Fouled directly back and out of play into the street behind us.
There's been a few back there today.
The first one got scooped up. I don't see it over there anymore. So the count remains 0-2 to Canyon Millar. Called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. And Tracy sends them packing. Secures the save. Bucs win 2-0. Back on the win sheet for the second game in a row. Tracy gets the save. And in one of the better pitching duels you'll see all season, the Bucs shut out the Miners for the second time this year.
Excellent execution from Stratton and Tracy, who were pretty aggressive with their pitches, really applying pressure in the zone and forcing contact from the batters of the Miners, who were equally as aggressive. The second time the Bucs have shut out the Miners, this time at home, and great job to get back in the win column against the Miners, as they had lost their recent appearance just a few days ago.
So Tracy throws 4 scoreless innings. Stratton started with 5 scoreless frames. Ryan Darr is your player of the game with 3 singles, the first of those being the eventual winning run with an RBI single after Finn Leach tripled. Your final score from Mulcahy Stadium, 2-0 Bucs. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. as they'll take on the Glacier Pilots in another crosstown matchup. For Ren Grimsley, I'm Jake Sloan. We thank you for tuning in, and as always, go Bucs.